This is the card stock. So these are the sheets. All right, so this is the laminator. I think this was like 30 bucks. This is another thing I got on Amazon. Like I said, it'll be a link in the description for this. This is just like one of those cutters you used to have in school, but what you need is you need this device. All right, so I'm gonna break this video up into 3 parts, right? So pretty much, these are just your regular standard cards that you get from like Staples. You can get like, I don't know, 200 for $25, $30, something like that or whatever. And like I said, these was cool. They're cool, but they're not like, I don't know. They're not something that I like, man. The first reason, they're not waterproof. So sometimes they might get wet. I might give it to somebody while they're eating and the cards get all like weird, like, you know, like cards. They get all like, you know, like floppy. As soon as they get wet, you can rip them real easy. They fold. They don't go back to the way they are. They're just horrible, right? But if you make your own cards, you see this has been in much longer than this one. Much longer than this one. Hold on. I know the focus is all messed up. Hold on. Much longer. But see this? It's still where it needs to be, you know? It's waterproof. You can still do whatever you need to do, and it's still good to go. So that's one reason, right? Hold on, let me move this water out the way. I don't want this to spill, man. I got like my computer and all that stuff over there. But another reason is, like, I got probably about 20 to 30 domains, right? Those domains are websites. And if I go this route where I pay and I get, you know, a whole set. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you guys, set this up. I'm gonna show you guys how the ones from Staples, how they actually come real quick. Hold on, let me grab my pad. All right, so you get a nice amount of cards, right? You get a nice amount of cards. The cards is cool, but the thing is, you can't change it up. You know, they're made for like one particular website. The design is the same. You can't switch it up. All the cards have to be exactly the same when you make the order, or you're gonna be making 25 different orders, you know, if you want to switch it up. And I'm the type of person, man, like I honestly try to do everything, you know. If there's something that somebody is doing out there, I feel like I can do it. So that might require me to buy another website, switch up the design of a card. It might require me to like just go a whole totally different route than what I'm going with right now, you know. And if I'm stuck with 1,000 cards, 250 cards, I would constantly have to buy these cards, you know, to every single different venture that I try to take on, you know. But if you make your cards yourself, you can always switch it up, man. Like I could make these probably in 3 minutes, you know, with everything that I need, which I'm gonna break down in the next part of the video. But you don't have to worry about being just stuck in one arena or stuck in one niche because you already spent your money on the cards. You have the flexibility to move around and do exactly what you want to do and always switch it up. This is the QR code. I can direct this to any single website that I want. This is a design that I created myself. I could put my name on it if I want. I could put a phone number. I could put a picture. I could put whatever I want on this card. I design this card, you know, and I've designed the QR code. So I can basically make anything that I want, and it's cool, and it's thicker than a lot of these other cards, and it's waterproof, and I can make, you know, just an extreme amount of these cards, and I can switch it up. I'm never gonna be in that situation where, oh man, I left my card, because I can make these in 2 or 3 minutes before I leave the house and have a 5-pack on me, you know, that I want to give out, you know. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, like I said earlier a little bit, I want to do every single thing, man. I never want to rely on somebody else where, you know, if Staples is closed, or if I don't have any cards, or if a situation happens where the QR code is going to a different website, I got to reroute it to go to the site that I wanted to go to, or the site went down. So it's the URL changed a little bit because this URL is connected to a product or something, and I don't offer that. Any of those things, man, like I want to be able to be flexible and just rely on myself. And that's another advantage of doing everything yourself, man. Like doing these cards, making your cards yourself, where is that you can pretty much just do whatever you want. You're not stuck doing one particular thing because you feel like you've already invested a certain amount into your cards. So you got to use all these to give these all out before you create a new logo. Or you might have 2 or 3 sets, but you don't want to get up 10 sets because it's like, that's ridiculous. You already got 9 other sets, 5 other sets you got to work through. So you sitting on 5,000 cards that you know is probably not going to be used before you go to the next one, you know, and you stuck in a niche or in a mindset or in a business that you don't want to be in. You know, if you make these yourself, you always can do whatever you want. You can switch it up every day. The cost is low. The time is very, they're quick to make. And like I said, they're customizable and they're waterproof and a whole bunch of other reasons, man, that we're going to get into. See. But anyway, man, let's get into the products that you need to make these waterproof cards. Everything that I show you can be purchased on probably Amazon. I'll tell you if I got it on Amazon or if I got it somewhere else. And I'll try to give you the price. I didn't always go for the cheapest, but I went for like the best value. So this is the cardstock. This is the cardstock paper that you need. I went with 110 pounds. You can go thicker if you want to, but it's going to be another 2 layers on it that's going to make it exactly the way you want it, right? So it's not one of those things where you have to get like the thickest paper. But you can if you want to. You can if you want them thicker, if you want them thinner, whatever you want, man. But like for me, the cards that I have, I went with 110, and I don't think I'll switch it up. You know, once this runs out, it's 100. All right, let me just tell you this, man. Also, it's 150 sheets. Each sheet gives me 9 cards. So you can do the math. You can see that this pack gives me over 1,000 cards, and this probably cost me. I know it didn't cost me 20 bucks. You know, it might have been like 15 bucks. It might have been like $9.99, $8.99, something like that. I don't know. I'll put a link in the description for everything that I'll show here, but I'll get all the information afterwards. So I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but just go in the description down below and you'll be able to see like the exact prices and the places and all that stuff. The next thing that you need these. These is pretty much the laminate sheets. You know, this is what you, hold on, let me see. Let me try to show you guys real quick. Hold up. Hold on. I should edit this out, but I'm not. I don't know why these are so hard to. Alright, here we go. Alright. So these are the sheets. Like you put these inside. You put the card paper inside of these sheets to laminate, and then you put it in the laminator. And I'll show you guys that in a little bit. It's right down below. That's one of the actual devices. But you put these sheets inside of the paper, and that's what makes it like, you know, plastic on the outside, shiny, glossy, waterproof, all that. And you can see that I got these from Amazon. So you already know these weren't too expensive. These probably were like, I would say like $10.99, $15.99, something like that. I know it wasn't 20 bucks. I know it wasn't 20 bucks, man. But like I said, comment down or go to the description down below and there'll be a link for these exact ones that I got. It comes with 100. And like I said, each sheet makes 9 cards. So, you know, you don't have to do a lot. Like this will go a long way, you know, so you don't have to worry about just not having enough, or unless you're out here just pushing out cards, man. Like, it's a different situation. But for me, when I just need something here and there to put in with my packages, or when I'm out, you know, I see a Chrysler 300 on the road, or I see a car, or I see somebody I want to get in contact with, for me to just give them my card, like I'm always going to have 3 or 4 on me. And that's a third of a sheet, you know, for 3 cards. So, you know, it's worth it. You know, like I said, these were only like under 20 bucks and you get 100 of them. So 9 times 100, you got 900 cards in this pack of, I don't know, this $10 pack. You can just say it's 10 bucks. All right, so this is just regular Photoshop, man. I got 2 sides of it. I'll put this grid up on the site. It'll be $1.99. Link in the description down below, just so you have like the format if you want to get these printed out. And pretty much they're just a regular print, front side. Hold on, I keep dropping it. Front side, back side, and then now we're gonna laminate it. But I guess 2 things that you need Photoshop or another editing program. You need a computer, and you also need just a regular standard printer. But yeah, now we're gonna laminate these real quick, so I'm gonna show you guys that process next. All right, so this is the laminator. I think this was like 30 bucks, 25 bucks. It's actually an Amazon Basics joint, so you know it wasn't that expensive. But this is a laminator. I just turn it on. I put it on 5 mil, and that does it right for me. I run the actual sheet twice to make it like adhere, adhese, or whatever you want to say, man, into the paper, so it bonds correctly. But let me back up a little bit. So I got the actual, you know, the sheet that I just printed out. I put that in a laminate fold sheet or whatever, and I'm just gonna insert that into the laminator. All you got to do is like put it in a little bit, man, then it just takes it from there. You see I'm not holding it or anything like that, but you can see it eventually takes it. You got to wait, like once you turn it on, like you just plug up into the machine, you got to wait like probably like 3 or 4 minutes until that light turns green. That's, you know, it's heating up. But once this goes green, it's just ready for you to just insert the sheet, and it just comes out the back. You know, so it's the front, you insert it, it takes it from its, you know, the rollers or whatever, and then it comes out the back. And then, like I said, I put it through twice, so I'll show you guys that process real quick. Set up the tripod. It's real quiet, but it does have like a little smell, you know. Doesn't take too long, so as soon as you get a sheet done or whatever, you can turn it off or whatever. But it does make a little smell, but it is, I guess, melting plastic. So you got to assume and you just got to expect that it's going to be a little scent, you know, a little something in there, just a little something, a little smell, you know. Don't worry, don't think things breaking or whatever. As long as you got it and it's new and it's not broke, you should be good. But it does smell a little bit. And like the sheet is already done. Some people probably are good with this, but I'll run it through one more time. Because the first person who I saw like do this, they said that, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit better. And I've had it where I did it one time and it just didn't come out correctly. Like when you start cutting the paper, it just didn't cut right. It wasn't like bonded correctly. I don't know if I did it on 3 and not 5, but I just run it through twice just in case. And it doesn't hurt it or anything. It doesn't melt it too much. And like my last probably 100 sheets, I've done it this way. So it's been straight so far. So that's just what I do. You know, you can do it once if you want, but I do it twice. But we're going to run it through, and then I'm going to go to the next step. All right. So now we got the sheet. It's laminated on both sides. We got the QR code. We got the design on the front. And now we have to cut. We have to cut this sheet. Now, you can probably do it with like some old school scissors if you want to. You know, I don't know how straight you can cut scissors, but if you got some skills with those, you can just do those, and you'll probably be, you know, you can skip this step. But me personally, man, I want like a real straight line. You know, I want my stuff to be as professional and exact as possible. You know, so this is another thing I got on Amazon. Like I said, it'll be a link in the description for this. This is just like one of those cutters you used to have in school, but instead of like it being huge, it's like just some little $20, $15 set. And I use this for everything, man. I even cut my vinyl with this. It got plenty of uses, man. Like it's already, if it breaks today, like it's got its use, you know, it's worth it. Whatever it was, if it was worth $100, I've used it for $100 worth of uses, you know. But right now, pretty much all you have to do is you just cut these out. You have to line it up in a certain way. I take off the grid line, so like my cards, like I'll show you. Like sometimes I do them with the grid line, sometimes I do them without. But you see how this card has like the grid line, so you kind of know like where the design is and what box it needs to be in. Sometimes, like once you get good, you don't need those. So these are like some older cards. That's why the design is a little different. I still use these, like these still work, but you know, like I mix it up, and usually I don't use the grid line. So when I do cut the cards out, they're like a clean situation or whatever, you know. But like I said, sometimes I use the grid lines. I might forget, but it's just a layer on Photoshop. And when I send you, or when you guys download the file for the card format on Photoshop, it'll give you the option on the layer if you guys want to, you know, have those visible or not. Or like I said, if you use Canva, whatever you ever use to like make this design, make the cards or whatever, man, you know, you have that option. Probably put the grid lines or not, and just to make the card more seamless and just more, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, it just looks better when it's just minimal like text and logos as possible. It's just, I think it piques somebody's interest to go to the website and scan the QR code, and that's ultimately what you want them to do. You want them to like check out your site, you know. So that's why I try to put is I could put names, I could put my, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, man. If you put, you know, your name and what you're good for, your phone number, your email address, all that stuff, whatever you want to. But I don't, man. I just go to the website, man. The website will speak for itself. But like I said, let me show you guys this real quick. This is hard to do like at the angle that I'm at, but I'll show you guys this real quick. I'll try to at least. All right. And like I said, you gotta line it up so the QR code isn't cut from the back. But once you get the little sheet where you want it to be, you just slice it, and then there it go. You see on the back, it's like a smooth, straight edge. You can probably see how the card is forming. And this piece, this plastic piece, you can just throw that away. You don't need that anymore. And you do the same thing. And the cool thing is also, I'll show you guys a couple of things real quick. Sorry for the camera being all shaky, man. I got a gimbal coming. A gimbal will probably be here this month, but it has a line there, so you can actually, like, when you place the card, you can see where it's actually gonna slice. You know, you can see like that little, you can see that line or where that's where the cut is coming. So you can line it up. And then also, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but there's a line like inside. Hold on, I think you guys can see it. Like if you're looking at it from the top, this line right here that goes all the way across, this is the cutter line. So like when you're looking at it from like the bird's eye view, you can actually see where it's gonna cut. So it's like cool, man. You can line it up, you can get real exact on it, you know? And hold on, let me set it up so I can show you guys one more time. And then I'm just gonna finish these out and I'll show you the finished product. And then there's another step after this. So, and also, man, be sure to subscribe down below, man. Like I'm doing this just to show you guys, just to help out, you know? Like a lot of people probably wouldn't, I don't know, do all this because it's giving away some of my secrets, but I want you guys to win, man. I want everybody to win, and I don't want you to spend a whole bunch of money doing all the expensive stuff that you don't need to do. This gives you more flexibility. You can do more with it. You can switch it up. You can make mistakes. You can experiment. And they come out, like I said, waterproof. They come out where they're going to last. One person can give it to another person. You can give somebody a set. They can pass them around. And I don't know, it's just a better situation to me. But I'll finish these out and I'll show you guys the finished product. And then I'll show you the next step after that, after we actually make the cards. All right, so this is like another step further. You guys can see the strips are out. Now we got to cut them to actually make them 9 cards or whatever. But I cut them out so you see how straight the edges are. It's perfect. It's perfectly straight. You know, I had no issues. It's real easy to do with this. And like I said, there'll be a link in the description for this. This is like a little, like 10, 50. I can't imagine I paid $20 for this either. Like it's plastic, but it's real effective. This thing sometimes pops out. You can pull this out and it pops out when you don't want it to sometimes, but all you got to do is like slide it back in there and it's usually back good to go. It's messing up now, but remember I'm with one hand. There we go. So it's back on there now. So it's pretty good, but I'm gonna finish it up. I'm gonna cut these out and we'll go from there. All right, so now we got all the cards cut up. They're pretty much done now. You know, you got them. Waterproof, both sides. You got the logo, QR code. Now you can make adjustments, like you see all that extra white space at the bottom here. You can cut that out. You can make it, you know, as symmetrical as you want. You know, you can play around, you can adjust them, but you got pretty much the cards printed out. Now the only thing is, you see how sharp those edges are? These edges are like at a 90-degree angle, and you don't want to give somebody a card and then they touch it on the side or whatever and they get a paper cut. And you see how these cards are rounded on the side? Easy fix, right? Because you just cut this with a razor pretty much and they made them, you know, exactly perfect edges, straight, all that, but they're not rounded. What you need is you need this device, and I'll show you that real quick. All right, so this device, this card, all you have to do is you have to insert the card into one side and press down. And you see how the edges is now rounded, the other side is square, same thing. Insert it. Hold on, sometimes it get caught up. Press it down, now you got rounded edges. And you just do that for each side. Once you get good at it, you'll get the rhythm and the pressure. I got so many in here, you can see all this stuff. So sometimes you clean this out, but this thing is I don't know, man. It's a great device. And you can mix it up. I got it right now on medium. If you want the edges a little bit more rounded, if you want them, you know, narrower, you can switch it up. So you can go small, medium, large, or whatever with the rounded tip. You can play around with it when you get it. But I just got it on medium. And you just got to go through and do each card. And this gives them the actual, like, real card look. Even better, you see all the cards are rounded, the edges are rounded. This is even a better setup than the old school, like, you know, like Staples card. If I wanted to, I can do that or whatever, but they come without being rounded. I don't know if it's just laziness. I don't know if it's cheap. I don't know what it is, man, but I like the cards, instead of being real sharp, I like to have the edges rounded. So you just go through. I'll put a link in the description for this device as well. This another device. This was probably like more expensive than I thought it was going to be. It's probably like 20 bucks, you know, but I probably done, I don't know, man, probably close to 1,000 cards on it. And I haven't even like had any issues with it. I think I emptied it out once, But outside of that, man, it's been running like a champ. Sometimes it gets stuck, but that's just because the way, you know, you insert it in. But when you get a rhythm, and like I said, you guys will get it. Like once you start playing around with it, you'll see how easy it is. And, you know, it's definitely it makes your cards more presentable, you know. It makes it so they actually look like something instead of like somebody just cut with some scissors, you know. Like how you gonna get that perfect round edge? How would you get that without having this device? If I showed you guys this card, what would you think? They came like that? Like what would you think? You know. But anyway, man, that's it. I know that failed, but anyway, man, that's it. I appreciate you guys, man. Subscribe down below, comment, all that type of stuff, man. This is how you make waterproof cards at home. I showed you the process. That's pretty much it. You know, I started with regular paper, a laminator. I started with just, like I said, a sheet of white piece of paper, cardstock. And now we have a card that we can bend, we can put in water, we can have fun with, we can hand them out, we can fold them, we can flick them, we can do all that, man. And they're just a better situation. And like I said, you can customize this. You don't have to just keep this one QR code. If you have Photoshop, if you have another editing program, you can switch that QR code and have it pointed to whatever site you want. You can change the logo, and you're not really invested with too much. You know, I think I spent under $100 on everything, and I got enough cards, enough material, enough product to make 1,000 cards or something like that, you know. And it's just fun. Honestly, it's just one of those situations where it's kind of cool, you know. It's cool being able to rely on yourself and knowing that if you run out of something, you can re-up without having to do much or leaving the house. You know, you can do everything from your office. You know, that's where I'm at. You know, I haven't left this room since I started, and now I got business cards that I can go hand out. I can go give these as promotional cards. If you guys want to make flyers, you can. All you have to do is like get a different template and make the file or make the cards larger. You can do whatever you want. You can put pictures, all that, you know, and that's pretty much it, man. But like I said, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Subscribe down below, like the video. Links will be in the description for everything. And that's it, man. I appreciate you guys.